Hey everybody, it's the old naked man here. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having an awesome day. I am. Anyway, what's your perception of seniors' lodges? Um, how much do you really know about them? Do you see yourself ever having to live in a place like this? Well, I'm currently living in a seniors' lodge. I've been here for just over a year now. So I want to tell you a little bit about my experience, what it's like since I moved in here. So how did I ever end up here? Well, did my family put me here? Was I losing my mind? Uh, did I move in on my own free will? Well, first of all, what I conceived a seniors lodge should be like was a place that you're never going to catch me in, dead or alive. I always figured it was a bunch of old people sitting around playing card games and watching TV in the room. Very lonely place. It's just kind of like they're sitting around waiting to die. So, what's your concept of what do you think they're really like? Um, do you ever see yourself moving into a place like this? Well, if you stay with me till the end of this video, I'll take you on a tour around my room and what it's like. So, anyway, how did I ever get here? Well, as I explained earlier, I have this muscle loss disease, and I used to fall at least once a month, every month, sometimes more often than that. And I found that doing simple things around the house was getting harder, like standing for any length of time, maybe getting a meal ready or something like that. Cooking was, becoming harder, standing there chopping onions or whatever. So one day I had a fall and I fell pretty hard and I really hit my head pretty hard that day. So I didn't know it at the time, but I ended up with what they call a brain bleed. So I got to the point where I couldn't carry on a conversation. I couldn't get into my computer. I was pretty scared. So at that time, I didn't have much money. In fact, I had almost no savings. But I knew I had to do something, so I started checking out seniors' lodges. Well, it turns out there's quite a few here in the city that I live in. There was one in particular that I kind of really liked. I liked the setting. It was in a very quiet area, hardly any traffic, right next to a nice walking path. And of all the places that I looked at, this was my first choice. So it turns out that this was a place I got into. Now, when you apply to get into a lodge, you don't have the option of saying, well, this is where I want to go. They usually give you three choices, and then from that, depends on when they come available. That's when you move in. So, anyway, I got moved into the facility that I really liked, and not only that, I got an awesome room. The room I got is right across the hall from the laundry room and also the library. There's a microwave sitting out there across the hall. So, and I had this awesome view outside my window, and there's a lot of times you wouldn't believe the number of deer and rabbits and wildlife that I see out here. I've even seen some moose out here. So, how can I afford it? Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. So, like I said, growing up, I was a loner, used to keep to myself. So, after I moved in here, that carried on. I still kind of tried to keep to myself. And even though everybody in here was super friendly, they really went out of their way to make me feel comfortable and feel at home. But I had a lifetime of learning how not to make friends, so I kind of kept my distance a bit. So, in here, you get 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then they also have 3 coffee breaks every day. And you can go down for coffee and snacks and stuff. There's always stuff in the kitchen you can grab if you want. So one thing I like about living in a place like this is no more cooking. And I didn't even have to do the dishes anymore. That was really nice. So another thing, they come in once a week and they vacuum the carpets, clean my room, dust everything off. That's pretty neat. And every 2 weeks, uh, I get clean bedding, and they set it out and they take it and wash it for me. So that's pretty neat. So um, they've got a lot of entertainment here. Uh, they bring in different groups, entertainers. They have games down there you can play, like Wii golf and Wii bowling, shuffleboard, pool, all kinds of stuff like that. And I still drive, so I can come and go as I want. And it doesn't matter if I come in at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's no problem getting in here, and nobody really cares. So that's kind of nice. And the staff here is excellent. They really go above and beyond to make sure that everybody's enjoying their stay here. So another thing, since I moved in here, is they've got what they call home care staff. And these people, they help you out with your medication. They'll help you get in and out of a shower if you need help. And fortunately, I don't need a lot. I don't take medication other than I have glaucoma. So twice a day, I've got to put some drops in my eyes. And I can sort of do that on my own. But with glaucoma, I'm almost blind in my left eye. So when I try and put drops in my right eye, because I can't see what I'm doing, I quite often poke myself in the eye with a bottle. So it really helps out that they'll do that for me. So another thing that they do here that I'm grateful for is they have access to every government program that's available out there for you. So like I said, before I moved in here, I used to weigh, 150, 160 pounds. Then I got this muscle loss disease, and I went down to about 150 pounds, maybe 145 pounds. So after I moved in here, I got sick. That's when the COVID was going around, and so I lost a lot of weight. I went down to 111 pounds. So the home care here got me involved in one of these government programs, and I managed to get this nutritional supplement drink paid for by the government because I couldn't afford it on my own. So that really helped out a lot. And so I went from 111 pounds up to about 135 now. So that really helped a lot. So now for the cost of living here and how I can afford it. One thing about government subsidized housing is they take a percentage of your income. So no matter what your income is, they only take a certain percentage of that. So in here, they take a percentage off for the rent, and then they take an additional amount off for the house care, like your homekeeping, like your meals and your house cleaning and that kind of stuff. Now, in this facility, that's not an option. In some places, it is an option. You can just pay your rent and then you do your own shopping and cooking and stuff like that. But this isn't a facility that has that option. So, with the program, they have to allow you so much money every month for your own personal expenses. In my case, it'd be like my gas for my vehicle and maintenance, my TV, my internet, my phone, that kind of stuff. So I know regardless of everything else, regardless of what happens with the economy, I know that I've got a place to stay that's going to be warm, and I got 3 meals a day. So that's very reassuring in my mind. I no longer worry about it, and I'm very relaxed. So I've been over here, or in here, just over a year now. And I gotta say, it's taken me about a year, with my personality and everything, it's taken me about a year to really get comfortable being here. I've started getting involved in some of the activities here. I do like going down for what they call happy hour, where I can buy a beer for $4 and sit around and chat with some other people. And the one thing that you got to realize when you come into a place like this, that everybody's different. They've all got their own personalities, so you just have to accept them the way they are. Nobody in here is perfect, except for me, of course. Anyway, you're not going to change anybody, so you've got to learn to accept them on their terms. And once you do that, it's a whole lot easier to live in a place like this. I'm still pretty much a loner. I keep to myself. Even though I make friends in here, I don't get really, really close. And another thing, living in a place like this, I've learned you never complain about somebody else. You don't know who's friends with who in here or who's talking to somebody else about you. So I find it best just keep to yourself and accept things the way they are. So, in a place like this, rumors spread pretty quick. So the biggest thing moving into a place like this is your own state of mind. Depends on whether you're forced into a place like this or whether you come in on your own. That has a big effect on your attitude living in a place like this. And I don't know, for me, since I moved in on my own, it was much easier for me to adjust. And I knew I had to do something. I couldn't go on the way I was. So it has made it a whole lot simpler. So anyway, would you like to see what my place looks like? So just bear with me while I get out of this chair. That's not always easy, but just hang on a sec. Get this chair going the right direction would help. This is part of my muscle loss disease. I don't have any strength in my legs to help me get up, so I got to be standing almost vertical before I can get up on my feet. There, I made it. So anyway, here's what my place looks like. First of all, this is a view from outside my window. Just love this view. I think it's awesome. So this is looking around my room. There's an old easy chair, recliner that I have. I bought a new one because this one was a little bit small for me. But anyway, it's just sitting there having to decide what I'm going to do with it. And over here, I've got a little desk. It's got my computer and internet connection, everything there. And, of course, I got my TV. I mounted it right onto the wall. And a little shelf down there. And down here, this is my friend. This is Whisper. I call her Whisper because she's so quiet, never makes a sound. I don't ever have to clean up a litter box for her. And she just sits there all day long. Seems to enjoy herself. So over here, this is a lory bird. It's out of South Africa. And I'll tell you about this one a little bit later in another video. So over here, this is the entrance that I come in. That's the main door. It's a little bit wider, so you have access to for wheelchairs and walkers and stuff. So coming around over here, this is a little cupboard that I have for storage and stuff. And then above that, I have my own little fridge, works pretty good. So above that, I've got a bit of storage for some junk. Just when I need more junk. So come a little bit further, and this is my clothes closet. So like you can see, I got a few clothes hanging up there. I keep my walker in here. And I still have a few tools that I've kept, so got that toolbox sitting there. So up top, I've got room, fair bit of storage up there, more junk. So I'm coming around here to the other side. This is my coat closet. That's where I keep all my coats and shoes and stuff. I've got a lot more storage up there, and of course this is where I keep my towels and a few odds and ends, and of course my dirty laundry. So coming in here, this is my bathroom area. I'll turn the light on so you can see a little better. There you go. So I've got a full bathtub and shower. I put this cabinet in myself. I just wanted some extra storage. And don't worry about that old guy in the mirror. He's a little bit crazy. So anyway, I think this is a pretty decent size. Works for me anyway. So coming back into the main room. Now this is my bed, and I just moved it about 2 days ago now. So I just want to try something different. So that gives you an idea how it fits in there. And of course, next to it, I got my nightstand. And above my nightstand, this is a light, by the way. So up there, that's my oldest boy. Right next to him, this is a picture of the Old Naked Man Cafe. That's what inspired the name of my YouTube video. And next to that, that's my youngest son. So that's, I haven't finished decorating in here. I still got a lot of pictures to hang up. But anyway, down here I have an extra chair just in case I need it. And of course I got a little tricycle for my great-grandson when he comes to visit. Now, see if I can get a view out the window. Just across there, that's where the path is where I go walking. So, anyway, that gives you a bit of an idea of, what my suite is like. So, anyway, I think maybe it's time that I head on out of here. So, thanks for joining. I hope you've learned a little bit and found it interesting. So, thanks for joining me, and hope you'll join me on my next video. So, bye for now.